So, I'm going to leave a link in the description box to an article. This time I didn't write it. This was the work of Chet Hardin, a reporter that I've met a few times before at the Occupy movement, following around medical marijuana protests, and I was at Bob Krause's house when he was interviewed by Chet Hardin there. And previously I liked a lot of Chet Hardin's work. It's been very favorable to some of the movements that I've been following, but now I'm wondering if it's always favorable and always paints everything in a positive light. And in this particular article, I feel like Robert Henderson really lucked out with getting Chet Hardin, because this is like the biggest fluff piece I have seen in a long time, in my opinion. I'm not going to say everything that's in this article. It's a very long article, and a lot of hard work was put into it. There was a lot of research, yes. But critical thinking? Fuck no. Fuck no. Okay. Some of you might remember during the last hurricane that hit close to New Orleans that there was a group of people praying that it would not hit the Republican National Convention in Tampa. Do you all remember that? Okay, you can Google it if you don't remember it. There was a group of people who took credit for the hurricane not hitting Tampa because they prayed hard. They prayed it to the side. This guy, Robert Henderson, he's claiming that his group was able to pray the fire away in the Waldo Canyon fire that burned a very good portion of my county and my city. And he says that they saw demonic forces controlling the fire, and that when they started praying, at that point, it started to get better day after day after day. You know, and they kept on praying, and it got better. It wasn't, you know, the hard work of firemen, you know, firefighters that are barely mentioned in this article at all. You know, the credit is not given to them. It's given to Robert Henderson, who prayed the fire away. And how did he do it? Apparently, his prayer is, I guess, endowed by God with the magic of being able to think weather patterns into existence, the right weather patterns, like Storm from the X-Men. That's the power he apparently has, but only like in that instance. His powers are just undefined, and without going too much further into what's actually in the article, another bit of meta-analysis that I would like to give you all, something that came over me while reading this piece, not just because this piece evokes this emotion, but also because of other things that I've run into in my life. This guy, Robert Henderson, says he's not a pastor or a priest. He's an apostle. He's an apostle. Part of the apostolic movement. And I've covered that before in videos, more when I lived in southern Louisiana, and I was near the hotbed of the apostolic movement, and a lot of my road signs of religious stupidity are about them, because they like to post some really stupid road signs. When you hear somebody say that they're not a priest or a pastor, and instead they're an apostle, I would hope that everyone would ask, what does that mean, really? What is the big difference? Did you just change the name so that you wouldn't have all the baggage of everything else? For example, I've heard some other people say that they're not Christians, they're followers of Christ. Or They're not the same Christians that they used to be. They have a better understanding of it. And then they go off and do the exact same shit that they've always done. You know? Just polishing up that fucking turd, you know? Platitudes. Meaningless fucking platitudes. People saying that, oh, if you call yourself a Christian and you're still doing these things, you're not born again. You know, all these different buzzwords that really are fucking meaningless. Fucking meaningless. And that's what I would like you to take with you when you read this article and you see that this guy calls himself an apostle. Same old shit, different day. And the author, Chet Hardin, he's trying to draw a distinction between these apostles and how they like to get involved with politics as well as religion, and they consider themselves more like the activist, while, you know, a priest will be at your deathbed. You know, a priest will be, you know, comforting people, and an apostle will be activating the church and getting them motivated and mobilizing them. No, I don't see it. I don't see the difference. I seriously don't. There is no difference between apostles and any other evangelical charismatic priest. Seriously. What priest says that he comes to not energize his church to do things for God? What priest says that? What preacher says that? You know? What preacher comes with the intent of snoozing you to fucking sleep when he's preaching? None of them. None of them. Yeah, beware of platitudes. Link in the description box.